Councilman David Yatsky, Brooklyn, in which he says, when I started to think about running for district attorney, more than one person said to me, "You better be clean as a whistle, and even if you are, you might still get indicted." The allegation, Mr. Hines, is that anyone in last couple of years that decides to challenge you, to run against you, somehow they end up indicted.
There is nothing about me that would suggest that if you run against me, I'm going to be involved in getting you indicted. It's ridiculous.
Brennan is the leader of the so-called reform movement, which is what Hines didn't have. And Brennan made the deal that I will be able to deliver certain things for you if you arrest O'Hara.
Mr. O'Hara, I want to thank you for coming in tonight. The Court of Appeals has heard only 44 criminal cases last year, and yours is going to be one of the cases they're going to hear now. It's an unusual, very, very bizarre case almost.
Well, it's never happened before.
You registered to vote from your girlfriend's address.
It's registering to vote and voting from a place that's not my principal and permanent residence.
So the district attorney's office, they brought what?
It was 7 felony counts. One count was when I registered to vote, and each time I voted was a felony count.
And this isn't just, I figure people must register to vote and vote from a place that's not their residence all the time. There must be thousands of felons like you in New York State.
I hear it almost every day. Someone will say something like, well, I still vote in Brooklyn, even though it's almost like some people, it's a tradition. Maybe they grew up in Brooklyn and they moved out to Long Island, but they still come back and vote with their parents on every election, stuff like that. But
these people haven't been prosecuted.
No one's ever been prosecuted.
How many?
John Kennedy O'Hara entered politics. He knew it would be rough. He would have to take his licks. Nobody knows what the future's gonna be. But what happened to O'Hara was a travesty. What happened to O'Hara was a travesty.
I don't think Hines wants the truth. Not only me, he works on anybody who runs against him. After him for certain ways, he took my house apart, trying to find something he used against me. There's a lot of crooked things going on in politics, particularly when you run against somebody like Hines. He worked against me a certain way that I was just shocked.
It's all a plot to, to sell all this stuff. That's it. Like he's crazy. No, they don't say nothing to him. They don't let him out the place. They don't let him come out for air. He's the only one in the nursing home that he got to have a monitor on him. He's definitely in jail.
I didn't come here, this place here on my own.
My name is John Phillips. I've got nothing left to lose. I'm stuck in East Haven.
Well, we hopefully the judge will be signing the papers so he can get home. So he can at least get out the nursing home and get back to Brooklyn. We'll see from there.
Maybe I'll get out of here someday. I used to be a lawyer. I used to be a judge. Nothing really matters when the DA's got a grudge. They can lock you up and throw away the key. I just never thought it could happen to a guy like me. 17 years on the bench, overturned only one time. Thought I'd run for DA while I was still in my prime. A friend of Joe Hines declared me incompetent. impotent, a danger to myself and to the establishment. They dragged me to court, and how did the judge find? Running against Joe Hines, well, that proves he's lost his mind. Take control of his money before he wastes it on some fool campaign.
There's no reason they should hold me up now.
Taking Hines,
I think I want to go home.
the very definition of insane. They came to my house and held me prisoner. Took my records to Hines' campaign treasurer. They took control of my property and they cut off my heat.
It is absolutely offensive to our justice system whereby a sitting district attorney uses the people's criminal justice system as his weapon to cause pain, inflict pain, as he has stated in the past, and I can attest to pain, as you mentioned the indictment.
Thank you. Thank you all for being out here in all this cold to support me. I'm here to declare my candidacy for the District Attorney of Brooklyn. I want to make it absolutely clear, first and foremost, this is no personal grudge. I'm not here for personal grudges. I'm here because the people of Brooklyn deserve to have a district attorney whose primary interest is the people of Brooklyn.
The DA's office has got so much power. If you think about it for a moment, it's not just sending someone to jail. The mere fact that you are investigated causes you to go out and hire a lawyer, spending thousands of dollars for representation.
The district attorney keeps people safe in their homes in the broadest sense of the word, which means not only does the district attorney prosecute street crime, but the district attorney prosecutes things like predatory lending, so people don't lose their homes through, fraudulent scams.
Things have changed because now, not only was there myself as his challenger as of January of this year, we had four or five others that were also against the current district attorney. So I think that's a good thing. But for me doing what I did in 2001, would there be a race for district attorney this year? I don't think so.
Clarence and Joe Hines were very close. They worked together on Clarence's people supported Hines's re-election several times over. I mean, they worked hand in hand. Now, Hines realized that in 2005 he'd have another re-election coming up, and so he had to pivot in some fashion to show himself, to distance himself from the Brooklyn machine under Clarence Norman. So what Hines did was convict Clarence in a series of pretty minor charges. Will that clean up the system? No, it won't. It won't, because you still have people like Joe Hines in office.
Mercy from his kingdom and strong leadership from his political leaders. You have seen their faces. You have heard their cries.
Charles Joe Hines planned it well. This evening at this historic church, pastored by Reverend Herbert Daughtry, I plan to announce, and I am announcing for the first time publicly, I will end my race for Brooklyn District Attorney.
That district attorney's position is extremely powerful because it can change someone's life, but not only that individual's life, it can have an impact for that individual's generation and the next generation and the generation beyond that.
All right, it's election night. Polls are probably closing in about an hour and a half, 7:30 now. And the turnout here is medium. This is an area where Sampson should do well. The numbers in Bay Ridge are much lower. I've never seen such high apathy. Not many people are voting. But Sampson's areas look like they turned out heavier. It's I think Sampson's going to win. Come on. Pay attention, will you? This place is kind of quiet,
That's Mayor Bloomberg on the phone, calling the DA to congratulate him.
In 4 years, do you think this has sent a message to the other people who might run against him?
Of course, Emmett will be around 4 years from now on the next campaign, because I have no interest in leaving this job.